And we're back. Let's see where we are with all of this. Let's see what my stone situation is like. Stone is getting low. I'll turn that off for the moment. Run downstairs, I've got some stone. Down here, I don't want to use all of it, but we need to get some more concrete mix going. Let's see. Wow, you're really low. You know what? I think we'll just wait on that. Now, we're going to need some wood for this. We're going to take all of this. Our nitrate. Bullet casings. Bullet tips. Ooh, we gotta place our workbench. Get some forges, or some anvils in the forges. Let's see. You get an anvil. And you get an anvil. And an anvil here. Oops, getting ahead of myself. And an anvil here. I sort of like the diagonal placement up top. I wonder, it uses 2 spaces? Well, that's backwards. You know what? Before we do this, let's go up. I want to see. Hey Watt, how's it going, buddy? Welcome back to the channel, as always. So, 1, 2, and then that. So, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Yeah, but it leaves that space open. I mean, I guess it's kind of the same thing, but oh well. kind of like that diagonal placement. How's it going today, Watt? Still working on the basement here. Hammer back on. Okay, now. We gotta get some brass going. We're gonna take this also. We gotta get lead going. Let's take all of this. Okay. So we're gonna do brass here. I think those are brass, right? Yes. Excellent. Okay. This is my first. Excuse me. This is my first time doing this, Watt, so I'm just kind of being careful with it. We're gonna get those smelting. Now here we're gonna do lead. And the lead can go in here. Now, at our chemistry table, we need to make gunpowder. How much gunpowder can we make? We can make a bunch of gunpowder, okay. We're gonna make ammo over here, so that is 3 gunpowder and 1 each of tips and casings. Okay. Not sure how many tips and casings we're going to be able to make. So we're just going to let all that smelt. Now, I have decided, even though it's not the most exciting thing in the world, because I'll probably never see it again. Hopefully I won't ever see it again, because if I do, it means I'm repairing it because something's blown it up. But it takes, I think, 400 steel to go around the outside of this. Yeah. It's 40 blocks. I want to, basically that block there. Yeah, you had good results with the hunting rifle. That's cool. I've got a really good sniper. I've upgraded it a little bit, and I've got the schematic so I can work on it. I've got a purple sniper rifle, so I'm gonna make ammo for that. Which I guess is the same ammo as the hunting rifle. I've got the book for the hunting rifle too. I just haven't messed with it because I got the sniper before I started messing around with firearms. I'm new. I'm totally new to dealing with guns in this game. So, um, but let's see. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 and 9 is 18. 18 is 8. 18 and 18 is 36. Yes, 36. So 360 steel. Basically, what I want to do is I want to upgrade this block. On the other side of that block is a cobblestone block that has a spike sitting on it outside the kill area of my base. And I noticed after one horde that a couple of the, like when I was upgrading these to concrete, that these blocks took some damage. And I think like the last thing I need, like basically that's the floor of the kill area right there. So what I want to do is upgrade that to steel, and it's going to cost me 360 steel to do it, which I have. And I don't really want to blow. I kind of like having most of a stack of steel around for repairs and making tools and all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and do it because we're going to go get more iron in the morning. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make like a whole nother level of just cement the whole thing in, like one more layer of blocks, just so it's solid. And I may put like another block one below, like wedges, just to kind of seal it up, to be safe, since cops are going to be blowing up. I guess I might need to grab some concrete in case any of these need repairs, which will be interesting to see because that means they do take some damage. So sorry if I'm going kind of slow with this. I'm just being really careful because I don't want to waste steel on upgrading something that I don't intend to. Even though I want to upgrade all of that up there to steel. And there's my nightly horde rolling through. That's probably upstairs rearranging all the barbed wire and everything outside. I've gotten to where I don't even repair that until right before the horde each week, because it's like all you do. Alright, so back downstairs we go. Yeah, I got really lucky with the sniper rifle and the schematic. I was kind of surprised by that. I still have yet to get a crossbow schematic. And usually you see those by this point. I also haven't gotten the pistol book yet. Usually you see that too. Okay, there's that. Just keeping those moving. I think tonight, since it's just now midnight. Well, no, it's what 1. Yeah, I think tonight we'll just let this smelt. I'll get some clay in there, and we'll make ammo tomorrow night. I really want to get an early jump on getting some more iron together today. And before I got this far along in the game, when I was, just starting out, I used to scrap these things and to save space. And, I guess I still do sometimes. That's where I got all this brass. But it's kind of nice if you can leave them intact, because you get so much more brass in the forge from that. There it goes. Okay, now we got a little time. I want to figure out actually, we're going to do it on the other side. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that works. are my... I thought I had some cobblestone frames around. They might be up here. Guess not. I'll go ahead and make 5 of those. I'm gonna do something different this time. Just to kind of mix it up a little bit. Everything's so boxy down here. We're gonna make... We're gonna do pillars instead. Check this real quick. And I've got some more laying around in different places. We'll get them when we get to them. And when I have the mechanical parts for them, I'm going to put cement mixers over here. Another forge will go here. I got to finish using it. And another forge will go here. These will all be for iron. These 3 will be for iron. These 3 will be for stone. Cement mixers next to the stone ones. This one's for brass, this one's for lead, and then this one will be for glass, and I'll add some other stuff to it, you know, like for making different types of glass, basically. But I kind of thought about going 4 each for stone and iron, but I think 3 will do it, and it fits, you know, it fits nicely. If I need to add more, I've got room here for more. Or another chemistry table if I feel like I need it. I think 2 is probably going to be more than enough. And when I have the mechanical parts for another workbench, I'll stick another workbench in here. And then all around the ceiling and in any empty spaces will go storage for, you know, for production. This is all the production area. Clothes and, you know, finished supplies and everything will go upstairs, and then we have a second floor here, and you know, there's plenty of space down here. I'll eventually stick my bedroll down here when I get some lights up, and which I could probably do now, but it's almost 4 and I want to get going on the day. Got a little water source over here so we don't have to leave to fill jars, and this can all be, you know, storage floor to ceiling the whole rest of the way around. So it's working out nicely so far. I'm interested to see. I put this down here. Hey Buddha, how you doing? Sorry, I wasn't watching chat. But I put this down here because my friend Bullet said he's had placing his forges at you know, bedrock. We're two blocks above bedrock, basically. Like under the floor, there's one more block, and the other side of that is bedrock. He says you don't get the heat on the surface for if you stick your forges down here. So I kind of wanted to see it for myself. I thought about doing all of this like in a separate location, like away from the base, and it's purely because I like killing zombies, and I'm not afraid of screamers or anything like that. It's just when you're pulling a lot of heat, like dealing with it is just all you do. And you know, I've been playing this game. I've probably got like somewhere between 300 and 400 hours played, but it's mostly been in the early mid game, and I'm kind of, you know, this is sort of a learning experience, like getting into the later game, and I just don't want to, you know, have to constantly complicate things by always having to deal with screamers and everything. Plus, I've got a lot of barbed wire and spikes and whatnot around the base, and it's just constantly repairing that stuff. Like, it's not just a pain. It really eats into your time, and I'm finding time is like the time management's like the biggest thing in this game, really, overall. Once you learn everything else. So that's all smelting nicely, and we will make some ammo tonight. I'm gonna put this back in. Put this back in. Leave that. Keep this down here. Because we're going to need fuel. And what else? What else? What else? Oh. Yeah, well, yeah, screamers. No, they don't. They don't spawn underground. But what happens is, um, like basically your heat goes out. Like the game's broken down into chunks, right? The map, and it's either 14 or 16 blocks, basically. And so whatever heat you generate in a chunk, when it adds up to like 100 over a given period of time, and a forge does 5 each, a campfire does 5 each. I think torches are pretty hefty, candles not so much, but they do like any building, any crafting, anything you do adds to your heat profile. Now it dissipates over time also, but every time you like that number as it generates gets to 100, a screamer spawns. And the screamer is essentially a scout. And whenever, I'm telling you stuff you probably already know, but I'm just, for completion's sake, going over the whole thing. Or, the gist of it. And when a screamer spawns, they investigate the source of the heat. And if they see the player, I think it's a visual thing, if they see the player, they scream in intervals, and every time they scream, they call in zombies, and the further along they get in their sequence of screams, the tougher the zombies get, blah, blah, blah. Well, my impression was that heat operated from bedrock all the way to the sky, and it affects your chunk and the chunks surrounding you, and I think a little bit the one beyond that. But from what I read something last week. Somebody was talking about how it's actually spherical. Like, so if the heat being generated is at a given elevation, it still uses the like affects chunks, but it's vertical as well as horizontal. Well, around this same time, my friend Bullet mentioned that he has put forges at Bedrock before and not gotten screamers from it, leading me to suspect that that spherical thing is in fact the case. So from the reason I get into all that from what you're saying, yes, no, a screamer's not going to spawn underground, but my previous understanding was that it worked from bedrock all the way up to the top of the sky, which is why I never did what I did with this base before. But apparently that is not necessarily the case. So we will find out when we get all the forges and everything going. Kind of like to get the base upgraded first in case it turns into a big situation. But that's why I did that. And I'm interested to see how it works out. And it's not that I don't trust Bullet. I mean, he said he's done it before, and I totally take his word for it. I just want to see it for myself, basically. It's just learning process. Like I said, I've played this game quite a lot, but it's I'd play a game for a couple weeks and get a feel for You know, in the case of my first couple games, the first couple days, and realized I was doing everything completely wrong. And then, you know, you learn more, and then and get a few more days in or a few more weeks in, and then you realize, you know, there's a lot that you're not doing fast enough. So then you restart. And I just was always restarting games, like, you know, like sometime, you know, around now, like in the second month. So I never got into, like, you know, stuff like firearms and, you know, having a more elaborate base and, you know, stuff like that. So you know, the more advanced tech stuff, like those chemistry tables you see down there. Um, you know, that's the first time I've built chemistry stations. I've only barely built workbenches before. Is this telling me it's at max clay? No. Okay. So what can we make as far as... Oh, I didn't bring my steel with me. That's not good. We can make 149 forged steel. And we can make 200 and something of that. Okay, well... We gotta go get there was something else I was gonna grab while I was over here. Double check this real quick. Pistol, 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 hunting rifle, pistol, 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 shotgun, hunting rifle. 44, pistol, shotgun, 44, pistol, hunting rifle. I was thinking I had some more sniper rifle stuff laying around, but I think I already moved it. Okay. And I'm very sorry, guys, but I've got to pause it right there for just a moment. And I will be right back. And I'm back. Very sorry about that. I had a bunch of caffeine with lunch, so to speak, and I had to visit the little survivor's room. Um, I'm gonna run back over here and grab my iron and steel because I don't know if I'm gonna have to repair a tool today or not, so don't want to not have it on me. And then we will go bouldering. And I need wood too. And I think we're gonna go to burnt forest because you can get charcoal from, or coal or whatever that is, from from the trees over there. So we'll get wood and that at the same time. Actually, I need some more clay too, but I don't know if, you know, I think we're okay. Like, we have enough to get by for right now, I think. And yeah, I went back and forth as like for a couple days before, you know, when I still had other things to do before I was ready to build the you know, the actual, you know, production area of the base. And did I take that off? No. Yeah, and that's the glitched one. And I decided, you know, as I just talked about, you know, to do it here because I want to see what the whole, you know, heat situation's like. Doing it this way, and also because I would absolutely forget my head if it wasn't attached to my shoulders, and like I'm constantly forgetting stuff everywhere. So having everything in one place is definitely a plus, and I can't wait to get all that finished up and storage areas put in and all that, so I can get organized and get everything all in one place. Because I've got stuff strewn around, you know, where I've looted POIs around this town, like strewn in drop boxes all around town and everything. Which is fine. You know, you have limited inventory, so you gotta you know, you gotta have those. But I've left them out there. Like, you know, every one of these little things is where I've got a box around this town. All right, so where are we gonna go? We gotta be careful of the waste of the radiation down here. I gotta haul this area over here. I think I'm gonna go south and then west. We got some aggro, but we'll have to see you folks another time. Hey, narcoleptic. Um, well, if he can't hear me, he's not going to hear my response. You can turn on, there's an option for, and I would show it to you here, but you can't get to the video options from within the game. You gotta quit out of the game. But you can turn on distant terrain. There's not an actual clipping plane, it's just like an on or off thing. So those are not giving us charcoal. I hear burning guy. So kind of. Nice. Exactly what we were looking for. Well, I mean, you know, gonna be using those tonight. And this is why boulders are so awesome, because they give you... Oh, hello. Honey's always good. They give you, look, from that one boulder, we got 33 iron, 30 nitrate, and coal, and also some lead. So, it's nothing to sneeze at. I started a mine, but I still haven't used it yet because I just was getting like everything I was looking for from surface stone, from boulders. Like they're super nice, and you'd think, nice, that'll. You think mining would be better, and I guess, you know, if you find the right veins and stuff, you know, it does. See, we just got a bunch of charcoal from that. I think, yeah, we're getting charcoal from that. A little bit, not a lot. But enough for it to be worth cutting trees out here. But with mining, there's an element of exploration because you got to kind of dig until you find. I don't think this is gonna. Yeah, no, it did. You gotta kind of dig around till you find, you know, your ore vein that you're looking for and whatnot, and like I'm like gunning right now to get my base upgraded to where I'm, you know, comfortable with it, and I'd like to have it done before the day 49 horde, which is apparently the big one. I have not done a day 49 horde yet, and this is the farthest I've been on Nomad difficulty. So, because the consoles apparently default to Adventurer, and that's what I'd been playing on. So, a couple weeks ago I started playing with Nomad difficulty. Like, the first time you fight one of these burning guys, it's just scary, and they can set you on fire, which actually really isn't all that bad. But they're scary as hell. I mean, just look at them. But you can hear them from a mile away. They make that crackling, burning sound. And they're always, if there are a bunch of them, they're always the first ones that I skin, I guess, for lack of, you know, take apart the corpse, because that sounds kind of a little annoying. And that's radiation in front of us. So we're gonna stay clear of that, except grabbing these two boulders here. And once this pick wears out and I gotta repair it again, we should be able to one-shot each of these blocks. I hear you, but I don't see you. On with your crawler buddy over there. Oops. hate tossing the cloth because I actually can use that, but inventory in this game. We could use like 2 more rows of inventory and I don't think it would be so bad. But I guess, you know, whatever you do have, you're gonna fill, so. It's just a little constrictive like this, though. 32 slots is not that much when you gotta carry extra clothes around and ammo. Stuff to do repairs with, health kit stuff. I'd love to loot these buildings, but we just don't have space for anything. There's a campsite right there. Oops. Are you coming? There you go. Gang's all here. Hey, Venator. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when they're gonna patch that out. I kind of I was thinking about that because I kind of dig it. Once you know to do it and you kind of get a feel for it, it's like really awesome to do. Um, but you know, I mean, I have the PC version. I just haven't really played it. I've gotten on there and screwed around with things, but not seriously played. But I mean, I would imagine there's a flow to it, right? Like they reduce the like the points cost to like put points into that and stuff like that. So it should work. How you feeling, man? Are you still in the are you still in the hospital? That is awesome. Yeah. Um, how you feeling, man? Are you still laid up in the hospital, or did they did you get it all? Are you done? Are you out? By the way, I got something funny to show you, Venator. Do you remember the other day when I was over here clearing out these POIs? And we were having that whole discussion about the game and everything? Boom. That's awesome. Because I need a new coat. Actually, I'm going to hang on to those. The iron can go. That can go. I'm going to hang on to that. Oh, that sucks, man. I'm so really sorry to hear that. Yeah, I got a friend of my family's went into had like minor surgery on something. I mean, it was major enough it had to be done in the hospital, but should have only been in for like a night, maybe two, and wound up in there for like 2 or 3 weeks with a whole series of staph infections and stuff just from being in the hospital. It sucks. I'm really sorry to hear that. I hope everything's okay and they get you sorted out quickly. Um, but do you remember when I was over here clearing this out over the weekend when you were last on, and I was so busy talking and everything, and like I went into this POI and cleared it out, and after I left, I was down the street, and you said that I missed a ladder in there. Well, that ladder leads up where those frames are right there. I had to make a couple trips back to the box here because of the stuff up there. Um, like the next day or whatever it was, getting ready for. I'm gonna pause this because the timer's running. Getting ready for the. Um, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. That really sucks. Um, but I was. And I'm sorry. I'm sitting here. You're talking about like heavy real life stuff that's got you in the hospital, and I'm sitting here talking about the game. That really sucks, man. I'm very sorry to hear that. Um, and I hope they get you sorted out pretty quick. They always say that like the quickest place to get sick is actually in the hospital because just everything's floating around in there, and you got a million sick people all in one place. You'd think modern science would be they'd be more on top of it, but I guess really what do you do? I mean it's a building full of sick people. But I hope it works out very soon. But oh, I forgot this too. Okay. Um, but you remember over the weekend you told I was in this POI and I was so busy chatting and stuff that I missed the ladder going up. Well, I came back over here like the next day to like see what was in this box because I'm still not organized and everything, and I've got all everything I've looted is all spread out around this town and in drop boxes all over the streets. And I was looking for stuff that I could use on Horde Night. I'm gonna go ahead and continue on my way while I tell you this. And I had a little time, so while I was back at that particular Dropbox, I remembered missing that ladder and you mentioning it. So I went back up there and I found the ladder and climbed up there. It takes you up to the attic, and there's a big as you can see on that house. It's like this one, kind of like the whole the top part of the top floor and part of the attic part is missing. Um, but there were like two backpacks up there, which had some really nice uh, gun parts in it that I could use. I was able to upgrade my sniper rifle to purple with by combining one of them with what I already had, etc., etc. But there was a bookcase, which was awesome. But there was a bookcase in there, um, and you know what it had in it, my friend? Mini bike schematic. Oh, well, you did indeed see a ladder, my friend, and it was a fruitful one. That was a good trip. There was other good stuff, and I can't remember what it was. I'm pretty sure I got that really awesome sniper rifle receiver up there, a couple of other gun parts, and most definitely the mini bike schematic, which I still haven't built because I'm so focused on getting the base ready for the 49 horde, and but I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it like as soon as I can unclench from that. I will absolutely build my mini bike. But I know it's going to be like a couple day process of going around and finding engines, and all that stuff. So cool, cool. I'll be here. Like, I kind of need to get this iron smelting, but I also kind of want to do it over in the new forge. But I've already got clay loaded in this. I'll do this stack here, and then we'll go for more and get it going in the other one. And I need to get some clay today. It's noon. Yeah, we should be all right. I mean, I guess I could just take that over there. Let's let that cook. Oh, and while I'm here, stick this in here. Stick that in here. These we can hang on to. Okay. Finally got an upgrade for the warm coat. He's gonna go in there. Okay. Oh, yeah, we can leave this too. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna mess with it. I'll sit here and go back and forth all day. This is why I have to have everything in one base. Welcome back. But this is why I have to have everything in one base, because I forget everything, and I forget to drop stuff off. I forget to pick stuff up. Like, it gets to be like kind of ridiculous at a point. I think I've already cleared all of the boulders out of this general vicinity, but I'm not so much in the burnt forest area. So we're gonna hit that. Catch the farmhouse on the way back. I know another place we can look for them on the other side of town, which is where I was thinking just now I might go there instead. But I want to swing back by the farmhouse at the end of the day and grab whatever iron we can make, or yeah, steel we can make. Which I guess I could have, gone ahead and gotten that first 100 rolling, but this was the first, really the only water source I found so far on this map. On day one, at like 9 p.m., I searched far and wide for water, and I finally found it right there. Yep. And here's another one. Well, that's good to know. I guess at this point, now that we got water. Dig some sand over here if we needed to. One o'clock. Doing all right. Doing all right. I kind of wouldn't mind one more stack, at least one more stack of iron. And what's our stone looking like? Yeah, it's getting there. Okay. No worries, man. Are you you said you brought your 360 into the hospital. Is that what you're watching Twitch on? Something like that. I think it's yeah. I don't know. I don't remember. I've screwed around with it in creative. I've never had a mini bike in a legit game, and I only used it in creative because I was trying to find a particular biome. I didn't really like pay particular attention to it. But I think it's something like that. 8, maybe 10 more, something. I don't think it's 16 though. That would be nice, but you know, you got to figure you're gonna want to carry extra fuel around, probably some food and drink if you're gonna be, you know, traveling way outside your normal range. But it'll be cool. I haven't really worried about it yet because everything I need's like 2 minutes from the base, and I need to stay focused on what I'm working on. You know, I swear, I think my neighbors got together and had a meeting and actually planned out a schedule where they could all time having someone work on their house or run machinery or something, like, so that every moment of the daylight hours of the day there'd be something running somewhere on my street. And if there's nothing running, they got their kids outside screaming. I have the loudest freaking neighbors in the world. Like, it never stops. Like, there isn't a quiet day on this street, and it's a quiet street. Oh. The whole gang's coming down from the house. Those are really good houses, by the way. Those are good houses for like your starter base too. Oh. Well, that's not a forge house. That's the one with the porch all the way around it. The forge houses are pretty cool too. I'm not really crazy about fortifying those though. Oh, oh! Did I just eat a old spam sandwich? Gross. What can go? Something here can go. These are cool because they've got a porch all the way around it, and on the ground floor, um, it's like flagstone all the way around, and all you got to do is plug up one doorway with like cobblestone, or I've even used wood frames for it. Like around one side of this house, there's a door, and basically you just take the ladder off or take the stairs off the porch, so you've got some place to snipe from. Like, you can reinforce all this really nicely, and then the kicker is in the basement is a gun safe. It's pretty cool. It's real easy. Like, if you find one of these like a couple hours before sundown on day one, it's real easy to convert to like a nice little starter, like hideout kind of thing. The forge bases are cool too because they, obviously forge. They're a little harder to defend though. You got that back stairwell and all that, and you got all that glass in the front. You gotta board all that up and everything. I mean, it's doable, but I think these are my favorite though. If you're like in the middle of nowhere on day one, and that's the only kind of house you find, you're in pretty good shape. Nice big open room up top, like not a lot of wasted space. It's just real easy to convert into a base, basically. It's now 2:30. That's cool. I never knew this road was here. Is that? Yeah, excellent. You can get charred meat from those guys, which is kind of cool. It's kind of gross too, but oh well. But yeah, boulders are great, and this is why. I mean, we're on our way to two full stacks of iron today, and this is slow actually. The only reason I'm out here and running around, in this burnt forest is because I've already cleared all the boulders in the immediate vicinity of my base up around town. But when that stuff's up, like if you're in a new area and you find a lot of times there'll be like little clusters of them on top of clay pits, like you can really rack up. I've just already cleared all that on at least on this side of town. So this has been kind of slow. I don't think there's a faster way to get iron unless you've actually like have a mine and you've actually found an iron vein. That would be faster, but you have to actually go find it first, and that takes time. So yeah, yeah. Well, after stepping on a mine in an earlier playthrough, I kind of know to stay clear of the military bases, at least until you're ready to actually go at them as a concerted effort and be real careful and not bring anything important with you. Like park your mini bike, a safe distance away, drop a bedroll because you're probably going to step on a mine. Well, we're gonna have to just deal with being hot, cause I don't. I already have my poncho on. 3:30. Look at this. That's a trader. All the way the hell down here. It's my third one I found on this map. That's crazy. Check out, they got corn growing sometimes. This is where I got my corn that I started my farm. Not from this one, but from a different one. It's pretty cool. I'm not going to waste time on it. I am going to mark it on the map. Which way do we need to go? We need to go kind of this way. Ish. A little north. Well, I'm apparently am. I'm gonna start. I've got the stuff. Like once I have time. When I get this base finished, how I've got it, how I want it, I'm gonna unclench a little bit and do some other things like get the mini bike built and go loot stuff. There's a little campground right here, but I'm gonna completely have to see these guys another time. And one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to expand the farm a little bit, and I'm going to start making meat stew. But living on cornbread has worked nicely so far. Oh, what the hell? Yeah, ish. I don't know. I still get a little lag sometimes, and I'm kind of I'm kind of bad about judging distances. Like the console version of this game likes to like a lot of times in fights likes to give you a little lag hitch or something, like right when you're going into the fight. I mean, you get used to it. I don't even really notice it anymore, but kind of screws your aim off a little bit, aim up a little bit. Kind of your judging distance. I bet. Yep. This is why I've been looking at my inventory constantly. You got a stack of... Okay, good. We're good. Hello, sir. You know, if I was hunting deer, I would never get that close. So it's 5 p.m. Okay. There's another one. Is that same house? I guess it's the same one. Or it's another one. I was thinking the other one was further west of here. But I would take it down, but we're kind of pressed for time, and I don't have any inventory space. Wait, I'm going completely the wrong way. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm going kind of the wrong way. Yeah, no, I've done some kills with the hunting knife. It doesn't have the reach that the club does. But there are perks you can get. Oh wow, I never got these. There are some really good perks you can get for bladed weapons. And I think we can get the machete. We can't make it like on PC, but you can get it at the trader and find it as loot. So I guess if you find enough of them, you can combine them. I'd really love a machete. People rave about it, and it looks awesome. And it would free up a slot because I would only have to carry one melee weapon. I wouldn't have to carry a knife and a club, and I would be able to start carrying a firearm around with me. Yeah, the same thing. That very same thing occurred to me. That it's more like a kukri. fuel situation. I'm going to plant some more trees before too long. And do your favorite thing, Venator, and clear clear plant fibers out here. Angie Pops, how you doing? Excellent, excellent. You feeling better? That's great. That's great. I'm glad to hear it. That sucks being sick. Maldrick is running a small infirmary stream. The two regulars that are here, and I love you guys both. I'm glad you're my regulars, but Angie's been sick, and Venator is in the hospital. You guys need to get like well. Just getting all that I can started because those things take an age and a day to make, apparently. Gonna drop these in here. I'm gonna make a little. Did I close that door? Yes. A little drive by the clay pit and get some more clay just to be safe. This is another thing that's on the list, is to actually properly dig this thing out and get the rest of the clay out of it and then fill it in some way. I'm thinking I'll probably do it in a big square, take all the dirt around it and everything, and then just fill it in with frames and put a couple layers of dirt on top of it. And a couple others around here, because we're going to need boatloads of clay coming up. I've got a couple of auger blades, or at least one, which is what you need to make the blade, oddly enough, and I've gotten the schematic. But you know, at some point, I'm very happy with my steel pickaxe, to be honest with you. So some upgrades have been done since you guys have been on. And we'll go have a look at those real quick. The whole outer layer of the kill area of the base is now steel. All of it, floor to ceiling. Which I'm very happy to have done. I was a little worried that I might not. That's why I've been focused on getting so much iron together this week. The other thing I did was I did a layer of steel. That steel block that you see sits under the steel block up at the top. And I did that because at one point when I had that one nasty horde where I lost that bottom block, this block down here took damage. So just to be safe, Like the spikes, well, on the other side of that block is a cobblestone block that has a spike sitting on it. Basically, that's how close we are to the outside, right? So what I'm going to do, and the reason I brought this steel, well, first of all, because we're going to start making everything over here anyway. But the reason I brought this iron over is because I want to go ahead and get iron smelting down in the basement. So I can make some and the clay, so I can make rebar frames because I'm gonna do behind like at the level this steel is here. I'm gonna fill all of this with reinforced concrete. We're gonna do a whole nother floor just to give it a good solid going around. I may even do two. I won't go steel on the next one down. I think that's a little bit ridiculous, a little bit much, but I might go a full floor, or I may just like, stick a layer of wedges around, one more block in around that top part, just to make this place secure. Yeah, well, I've been hitting boulders, and we got two full stacks of iron ore today, which was awesome. It goes well when you go for boulders, I find. So that's the upstairs part. The other thing is I finished the ladder to get downstairs, so I can go up and down this thing like a normal human being now and not. And I got tools up in here, or started to. We got two science tables, a workbench, 5 campfires, and 7 forges currently. They're going to be 9. Well, I'm going to remove the one from upstairs and the one from over at the farmhouse and bring those down here too. These 3 over here will all be smelting stone. These 3 will all be smelting iron, which I'm going to get started now. We're going to go ahead and get some clay in here too, because I want to get those rebar frames done. These two, this one does brass, this one does lead, and this is going to be glass and a little bit of everything else for making glass, basically. Because like bulletproof glass, you need a little stone, I think, and some lead, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So that'll all go in there, and I'll make jars in that one. And look at this, we are ready to go with brass. And the first thing we're doing tonight, look at that, that just smelted right in. The first thing we're doing tonight, while our iron is smelting, is we are going to make actually, you know what? Forgive me. I need to jump back upstairs real fast. We're going to make sniper rifle ammo. Yeah, I will eventually. I know what it is right now, and when I get the storage in, I'll label everything. But I know what I know what it's doing right now, so I'll keep it straight. Um, what is our stone situation? Let me just double check. Okay, we have no stone here. I think we've got a little bit in the basement. So I'm gonna start. Get that in here. Get that in here. that in, turn it on, and then I really want to get my spikes on the outside of the base upgraded to steel before the 49. Oops. The 49-day horde. And it's going to take, I think I did the math on, I think 1,040 steel, and I think we'll get there. I think. That's why I'm like, you know, wait, let me make sure I got everything and didn't leave anything and all that. Yep. It's another reason I mean, it's not just a matter of having it all on one base. Like, I need to have everything on one floor because I do this. I forget to drop stuff off. I forget to get stuff. But we're good. Alright, so make them all. Same thing there. Now, I forget what my recipe is for this. I think it's 3 per, yeah. So we'll just start with 3,000. And I'm going to stay on that tool because I might get science skill ups for this. I'm not going to stay for the whole hour, but I'd like to see if I get a skill up for it. No, it's not going to give me a skill up. Gunsmithing. That's pretty cool. I don't know if I want to stand here for an hour, like the whole night doing this. In fact, I'm not going to, but it would be nice to get to, I think it's 40. Lets me make 44 ammo, or unlocks, you know, is the level for the... Well, here, let's look. Okay. Science is at 21. Gunsmithing is at 31. To get this, you gotta have 40. Yeah. Speaking of which, are there any sniper rifle perks? Shotgun, shotgun. That looks like that's AK. Do you guys know is a sniper rifle a rifle? I guess rifle, right? That might be a perk worth investing in. Because the rifle's or the sniper's my cop killer. God, that sounds terrible, but you know what I mean. My zombie cop killer. But yeah, no, this is where is it? 44 is the only one I don't qualify for, so I'm gonna kind of chill here for a minute and see if we can get that a little closer. Well, I've never been a huge I dig archery and stuff, but I still haven't gotten a a crossbow schematic yet, and like cops gotta go. You know, cops have got to go fast. Those things are dangerous. You got to drop those things. So I got a pretty good sniper rifle, and it works well, and so that's what I'm dealing with basically. It's not my preference, but if that's what does the trick, then that's what I'm gonna have to deal with. Gunsmithing 32. Well, there's an hour of that, so we'll come back. Make you guys sit there and watch that. Okay, sweet. So let's go figure out how many rebar frames we need. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so it's 9 by 9. Let me, because I'm terrible with math, let me get my calculator. It's 81, and then there are 9 in the center that we don't need, so 72. All right. And I'm going to stash my metals so that I don't accidentally upgrade something that I don't intend to upgrade. I know this is a little boring, but it's more interesting than watching spam crafting though, huh? That's what I used to do at night. How long did that say? It's like a minute. So we'll just plug into this again and get some more gunsmithing skill ups. Well, one thing's for sure with this: if you need 3 gunpowder per round, and 3,000 takes an hour to make, I mean that's a game day. That's real time hour. So that translates to 12 hours in game, essentially. If you're gonna make ammo, you better prepare, huh? You better plan ahead. Yeah, I've got a couple mistake blocks up there that I accidentally upgraded to steel, which hopefully they'll be upgraded to steel shortly, but I didn't mean to do them at the time. I'm gonna get one more skill up, and then we'll go do the ceiling upstairs. So Angie, any thoughts on what I'm doing with the roof up there, with the floor, the ceiling of the upper part of the base? You think that's a good idea to go ahead and get that reinforced? Or is it overkill? Yeah, you're probably right about that. Let's do one more. Well, I'm surprised I haven't made fertilizer yet either, but it's like you need chemistry tables. I literally just put them up, like yesterday in the game, and for the most efficient ones with sorry, but turds, and need a bunch of nitrate too. And I want to make sure I'm okay with ammo before I deal with that. I've got all the room in the world over there to expand that farm, so it's kind of like, I think the fertilizer like kind of is best when you're like trying to plant inside a base and you're limited on space. I mean, I've got unlimited space over there. I just build more farm plots basically, and it's cheaper for now. Eventually I'll do the I'll do like an interior farm somewhere, and I'll fertilize for that for sure. But it's just I have to prioritize everything. I've got so much I've got to do by when, and this 49-day horde has me a little concerned. I lost a block. I lost the bottom of a pillar with the last horde, the 42-day horde. So I'm kind of like really wanting to get this place like upgraded and done. I've just stayed focused on that. Like I'm trying to there are a million things you can do that can throw you off track with your time in this game, I found. So I'm trying to really stay focused on getting as much steel as possible. I need to get some iron out, and I want to upgrade my doors and hatches and stuff, and really get this place ready for frankly the shitstorm that's headed its way in 2 game days, pretty much at this point. I'm waiting for one more skill up. Free skill ups are hard to pass on, especially when I don't have to sit here and scrap and do all that stuff with it. Alright, we'll come back to that. Let's see, grab our frames. Can I get it from here? Yes. But I have wanted to do fertilizer, yes. But it's just, I can't prioritize it right now because there's just too much else going on. It would be handy because ultimately it would be a time saver. You know, getting that extra production. You know, I mean, you spend time replanting. So even though for actual volume I can go bigger, you know, that's more you have to replant each cycle. But, oops. I'm thinking I'd kind of like. I mean, I'm only having to farm really for food like once every couple weeks now, and I'm thinking if I like just double the size of what I've got over there, I could just spend like 1 day a month farming and have everything I need, and that would be pretty cool. But I need to expand my cotton and aloe over there, like for sure, because I want to start kicking out med kits and stop using bandages altogether, and start using first aid kits because they're better. I've got a blood draw kit now, and it's less to carry around. You know, it just occurred to me what I should do is, what are we making here? We got, and we've got some cement in here too, don't we? No, we put it back in there. Thinking maybe I should save. Actually, I'll save all of that, actually. No. Right? It's another. Oh, it's two. Two per. Well, that'll have to do. Alright, so claw hammer. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to reach these from down here. Beautiful. And that goes right to reinforce. That's awesome. This is my first time using rebar. Yeah, I think I'm always infected. I've got antibiotics over at the other place. I'll deal with it. In the morning, do I have that block? Yes. Okay. Awesome. So now we have ground floor, player height, one up for storage, another up for storage. Should I go around it again? Should I put one more where are we on cement? Oh, we got plenty of concrete. And if I do, should I go a full, like a whole full floor to be safe, or is that just complete overkill? Like, cause if I wanted to reinforce, like, just have like an extra layer on this wall, I could do a just a ring of ramps and ramp corners, and it would probably serve the same purpose. You know, you got two blocks thick of reinforced concrete, and the upper one's going to be steel eventually. How many down? I believe the floor of this is 7. So, like, here. Like, this is ground floor of the base, which actually sits on the ground. You know, I did that so to make it, like, so I could build it faster when I was frantically trying to get this place up originally in cobblestone. So this is one block above ground, and then well, here, we'll just go down, and then this is technically ground level, and then we've got 1, 2, and then ceiling height. Also, I'm going to pause this here because the clock's running. I haven't made any lights for this place yet, and I need to do. My first priority is I've got to get some spotlights for outside to light up the outside of the base for Horde Night. When I get to that, and I don't think I'll have time. Well, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've got one more night before Horde Night. Maybe I can do that tomorrow night. But I want to do some interior electrical lights and get all the torches and, you know, down. I mean, I only have one torch up in this base right now. I was doing it to keep heat down. I'm wearing a mining helmet. But what kind of lights do you guys like? I was looking at the wiki, and there's like one that's like a simple, just a light bulb. Then there's the little like round one you see like in houses and stuff, and that looks kind of cool. And then there's the industrial light that I've noticed in videos a lot of people use, but it's big, chunky. Like, which one should I be looking at? Do you guys have any thoughts on that? Yeah, you think I could go one more layer in here? I think I could too. Do you? Well, now next question, the easiest. Well, I don't know. I mean, they're all kind of chunky on supplies, but you get those electrical parts like mad, you know, looting. But for this, real quick, so I can get it started. What do you think I should go a full, like all the way across, or do you think just putting some wedges in just to have an extra block on that part of the wall would do it? I think the wedges would look really cool, but you know, if I'm laying it up there, I might as well go all the way across. I could do it either way. What do you guys think? Well, it's this this that we're looking at that's drying right here is ground floor of the actual ground, and then there's a whole nother floor above it that's ground floor of the upper base. So there's another layer of reinforced concrete above there that's actually, you know, gonna become like there's this, and then there's what we just did below it. And this is going to become steel when I have the steel to do it. So that's 2 solid layers. You think I should go one more just since I've got the materials to do it, and just be done with it? And that'll leave 4, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, that's storage, and then one more layer. I mean, I guess it couldn't hurt. Or just do some wedges. You think wedges kind of split the difference, and just do a ring of wedges around here, just to, you know, plus it kind of spruce it up a little bit, look pretty cool, and give one more block, you know. I don't know, man. That cop blowing up like got me really thinking about getting this place freaking secure. But you're probably right. I don't know. It doesn't have to be done. It can be done tomorrow. I'll sleep on it, so to speak. Let's see what's going on down here. Venator, any thoughts, my friend? Or anyone else, actually? We've got a few viewers. It's got some folks lurking. Welcome to the channel, by the way. Gotta love free skill ups. What's this looking like? It's gonna take a little while. See what kind of skill ups we get from this. I can't tell that one is any faster than the other. They're both kind of slowish. I gotta go one more. I gotta go one more to unlock that skill. Because I think I can make a 44. I just don't think I have. I don't think it'll be very good. I just haven't dealt with it because I've been juggling all this other stuff. I have a feeling a 44 might do well on some cops that get kind of close, though. I don't know. If there's time at the end of the day today, maybe I'll swing by and grab the parts for that and see if I can put it together. I might be able to make an AK also. Beautiful. Okay. I'm going to stick all this back in here. Or this, at least. And these are going to... sit in here just because why not? Rather than take up other... other storage with it. I'll put this back in here. This is going to come with us. Go ahead and get some steel going. Forgot one thing. Cool. Nice lag there. Oops. hell with it. I'm sitting here worried about it for. So good. And I guess dump all the clay. Wood's easier to get than clay. Not that either are particularly difficult, but one less thing. And as per always, I forgot my my repair stuff, so I'm gonna go grab that, and then we're gonna go pretty much do what we did yesterday. But I think we're on track. I think I'll be able to get my spikes upgraded. And I'd love to get the maybe the floor and the ceiling upgraded to steel. But I'm going to do the spikes first. I don't think the floor and the ceiling are that big of a deal. I just know they took a lot of damage when that cop blew last time. I kind of wouldn't mind. You know what? Well, I can do that in concrete first. But I'm going to do like a layer of plates or something behind the pillars. What am I looking for? Yeah. Either plates or poles. I think plates will probably look better because the poles won't go all the way into the corners. Oh, that sucks, Venator. Well, welcome back, man. See, it's just awesome. You get 33 from each one of those, plus a little bit of nitrate and you know, all this other stuff, coal, nitrate, and lead. I think there were a bunch over by the trader that I haven't gotten yet. I know I've gotten a lot up in here, but I think it was like south of here. Come on. There we go. Thank you. And a good morning to you also, sir. Oh, I can use those casings. Nice, nice. kind of thinking maybe one of those might have some honey. I can cure this infection. I have to deal with it with what I've already got, but is this always when you're looking, huh? Boulders. That's pretty cool. So you're like you've mentioned that a couple times. So you're definitely you're pre-ordering your Xbox One X. It's pretty cool. Could actually use a grow. thinking that might be a gravel deposit. I was gonna see. They say if you find a gravel deposit and you test it out, you can kind of see what kind of ore vein is below it. Okay, Angie. Well, thanks for coming by. It's always a pleasure to have you hanging out, and I appreciate your input on you know what I was doing to the base. Have a great night, and oh.